now on Tish Talks. And today we've got two very special guests. I have with me tonight Her Elegance, and they are a dynamic team of realtors. They just offer so many different financial services. They're a great team. I've got Kizzy and Erica here. Say hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. So, I just really felt that it was important that people talk to you and got to know you because you offer a lot to your clients and you're very unique in what you do. So, I wanted to talk to you also because I see some realtors and some people wondering, hey, how does it work as a team? What's that like? So I wanted to ask you two to share your knowledge and just say what makes being on a team work for you.
Honestly, there are so many pros and cons to working on a team. We have really taken the pros and ran with it. The most beneficial tool, you're able to service your clients at a higher level. On top of servicing your clients at a higher level, we're able to service more clients, from whether it's from showings to being that support system, whatever avenue it is. The important piece is we're able to show up at a extreme level for each one of our clients because it's multiple people.
Okay.
Right. And as she said, with the support portion, if one of us, for some reason is not available, then the other one may be. If, we need to tag team clients or, one's out with one, the other one's able to go. So we may have an open house, one may be able to be there, one may not. So we're always able to balance each other out.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So, like, do you guys work on deals together? Like, both names go on the contract? How does that work?
I didn't catch that.
Oh, do you work on deals together? Is it like both of you, if I was to choose you, both of you are my realtors? Is it I just work with Kizzy, I just work with Erica? How do you decide?
That's the great part. You get both of us at any
Hmm.
given time. We enjoy getting to know each other's clients. Now, of course, because we serve at a high altitude, there are going to be times where you're with Kizzy more, or you're with myself more. However, again, the benefit is at any given time, one of us may have to pick up the ball, and so we utilize that and be able to show up again for our clients at a high altitude.
Okay, okay. So I'm gonna switch gears a little bit. I want to speak to my buyers and sellers out there. I want to know, even just based off of what you just said, what does an agent actually do for me that I can't do on my own? Because some people say, well, I don't want to spend money on an agent. I can do this by myself. I can save 6 or 7 thousand, or however many thousands and thousands of dollars. And I know the truth. But
Mhm.
can you share what's the benefit of using an agent?
Honestly, the unique benefit or the most important benefit, we are in deals, as you know, Tish, we're in deals every single day. And so we
Mhm.
see the highs and the lows
Absolutely.
of this industry. We're the experts. But on top of us being the experts, we take time to educate ourselves and stay in front of the market, because we know being behind the market or being reactive to the market can cost our sellers as well as our buyers deals or additional money. And so the most key or the biggest point of having an agent is because you want someone to negotiate for you. You want someone that knows the market, knows what's going on, knows if it's truly a good deal or not, and if your savings or if you're what direction you need to go in. That if you're not actively practicing in real estate, it's hard to navigate because real estate can switch. As we've recently started to see a shift within the market, real estate can switch very easily.
So,
And
oh, go ahead, Kizzy.
and for example, we just came back from Mega Camp, is what it's
Mhm.
called. We just came back from Mega Camp. It's a Mega Camp for agents. We were blessed to go, and we received so much education that we brought back for our clients.
Mhm.
So we do, as Erica said, continue to educate ourselves. Not only that, there is the real estate side, but then we also understand that we also are dealing with people that may not know the industry, of course, right? So we
Absolutely.
have the experience. We've dealt with all types of situations as well. We've dealt with COVID. We were realtors before COVID. We're in this market now. We're in the market where everyone's hearing about, the seller's market, the crazy market. So having agents that have experienced it all and are very well versed to assist the clients is very important.
So what I think I hear you saying is just because I watch the news doesn't mean I can be my own agent, huh?
You,
Right.
not only just because you watch the news, I'll give you a similarity. If we watch home improvements all day long, right? However, are you going to renovate your kitchen just because you've seen it done on TV?
I mean, they can do it in 30 minutes or less. That really don't happen that fast.
I agree now, but the end results is what is it going to look like? And are the cabinets going to stay on the wall? I compare that to real
Very
estate.
good point. Very good point. Okay, okay.
Much so comparable to real estate. Absolutely. Could you do it? However, is it something that you will want to do without missing opportunities?
Right.
Okay.
And then what we truly do, and we truly try to do, as Erica said before, is we want to educate our clients.
Mhm.
So we truly take the time and we walk our clients through every single step. And the one of the biggest thing for people is, what is this industry about? How do I get through it? I don't even know where to start. We absolutely take you from beginning to end every single step of the way. We explain everything every step of the way, and we make sure any of your questions are completely answered and there's nothing left unsaid. Not only that, there's us, of course, but it takes more than us to get through the whole process. So we actually have a whole team of people that go along with us. And we facilitate the whole thing all the way through to make sure that they're very well taken care of.
Okay. I'm glad you brought up the team aspect again because I know if I feel like I'm going to be my own realtor, I don't think about the other people that come along with it or your package deal, if you will, because
Absolutely.
people just think I'm saving money. But a lot of times, what a lot of people don't realize is on the flip side of this, you can be your own realtor. You can save some money right then, but it's going to cost you in the end too because there's so much that you don't know about. I can't be my own attorney. I've had a buyer say, well, I'm not going to use an attorney. Do you really want to go through all those documents? Do you know what
Right.
they're about? So it's also, how do I know if I found the right team or right agent? Because I know with your team, it's not just you two. It could be your helpers. It could be, you may have attorneys, inspectors, lenders,
Mhm.
things like that. But how do I actually know if I found the right team for me, the right agent? Where do I start?
I think it's three components that need to be considered. One, communication. I say one being communication because that's the most important key. You need someone that is proactive in communication, as well as consistent in communication, and not just that particular person that they are associated with. The key is communication. Also, the second one I will definitely say is probably going to be someone that's knowledgeable. Again, take having an agent that takes the time out to educate themselves so that they are performing at a high altitude every single time they deal with the client is key to success. As I stated earlier, we're starting to shift in the market, and so not knowing that in the right amount of time can cost that seller or cost that buyer additional money that is not necessary. And then number three, values. Agent that truly has values, that is dedicated. Of course, it is part of our commitment as realtors. However, it being something that you live by, being able to get our clients to the closing table, whether it is on the sell side or whether it's on the buy side, it's just truly a passion of ours. And that's why it has been successful because it's not just about closing the deal, but it's about making sure that next chapter of someone's life is successful.
Wow. Okay.
And then you also want to work with someone that matches your energy at the same time. You want to work with, you want to work with an agent that's like-minded in a way. The personality makes a big difference with how you get along. Let's say if you have a type A person that everything is now, 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 you may need an agent that's similar to that. You need an agent that's going to be patient depending on what your situation is. So we're very good with matching the energy and what's needed at the time. You also want an agent that's flexible for what it is that your situation may be, maybe your timing, just it could just be your work schedule, and so on and so forth, so on and so forth. Someone that's pretty much determined as well as you are to get the job done, whatever it takes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I was wondering about that because I'm thinking, some you may come across some agents or met agents where I thought that they were communicating, but it just really turned out to be them being a little pushy or persistent. So it's like, the squeaky wheel gets, the oil. But, I guess making sure that energy, I guess that's the key piece, making sure
Mhm.
it matches your own, right?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, my next question, which I've had a buyer that asked me this today. So I'm bringing it to you guys because you're the experts, which, like, I know, but I need you to speak it. Um,
Absolutely.
can I sell my home, but then buy another one at the same time?
Absolutely.
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 Okay, how does that flow work? Because what if I don't have a place to go, or like, what do I do? Do I sell it first, then get another one, or do I look for another home first, then sell? What do I do?
So ultimately, something along that line depends on the market. So as we were in a more aggressive seller market, we would absolutely say, let's sell that property first. But at the same token,
Absolutely.
making sure that we have something secured. Um, because we don't want to have, especially if there is a loan that is going to be attached to it, where there's a
Mhm.
contingency. We don't want to come to the other side with contingency because we want to be able to get you in the door, especially when you're going up against 30 other buyers, right?
Mhm.
So we want to be able to secure it. One of the key things that Kizzy and myself did while navigating in the extreme seller market was making sure that we looked at alternatives while we search for someone that's buying and selling. Look for alternative housing situations. So there are other
Mhm.
alternatives out there. We are starting to cool down. That it is still a seller's market, but it is starting to cool down a little bit. So the flexibility is there a little bit more. So to answer it, it totally depends on the market, on how to navigate it.
And of course, depending on what it is that you have going on, like you said, yeah, there's definitely more to navigate when it comes down to it. But fortunately, there are many different ways. And because we have been in different situations, there are many different ways and plans and things like that. As long as we know exactly what it is that your goal is and what it is you're trying to do, there's even programs, Tish, of even bridge programs, where you can go ahead and purchase your home. And just to clarify a little bit, with the contingency, all it means is something that is stopping you from moving forward with another sale, which may put you at a disadvantage. But we know all the ways around and all the different things and situations. And again, it's a little bit more to navigate, but we can definitely get you through and get that done.
Okay, so basically, you can handle my stress and like help me navigate through it. Okay, I can just
And
chill.
there's two of us to do it.
Okay, okay, that's a good reason why you guys are a very great and unique team. So, I mean,
Absolutely.
it works for you. And I've got to ask this question too. Everyone is wondering: is now the time to buy? Let's see what your answer is. Should I buy a home right now?
Tish, I always say the simplest answer: there is never a wrong time to buy. And I know that sounds really cliche.
Mhm.
Times we've recently started to hear, oh well, the interest rates, significantly, while they have been up over what we've looked at over the last
Mhm.
year. So realistic, we see that is one component that is uncontrollable, though. We can't control the interest rate. What we can control is what you're invested in paying on a monthly basis, and so
Mhm.
that's what we look at. One thing I always tell people, especially to my renters: you are paying 100% of interest on rent. So the question is, if your landlord goes up, are you able to afford it again? And is it worth it? And I would say 99.9% of the time, my buyers is like, you know what, you're right. let's proceed. So to answer the question, yes, it's a great time to buy.
Okay. I like that answer. Kizzy, you
Yeah.
want to share?
And I completely agree with that. And as we know, being in the market, being in real estate, we definitely know, that it's definitely an advantage. So of course you have, just right now, the rental rates are high. They're very high right now. It's hard for people to even get in. Even the availability, just like houses, it's hard for them to get in right now. Navigating that market, depending on maybe where your credit is, maybe what your income is, depending on what the landlord's looking for. There's a lot of control over what you have to even be able to go into a rental home alone. When you have a home or you purchase a home, you don't have those things against you anymore. For one thing, wherever you set your mortgage, wherever you go in, and whatever you agreed to initially is absolutely where it stays until you decide to do something different with it. So that increase, you're not subject to. You completely control what happens in your apartment, in your home. I'm sorry. You can completely control when you leave it, when you don't leave it, and someone else doesn't have that control over you. Along with, if your financial situation stays exactly the same, you can still handle where you are. If your financial situation stays exactly the same and you're in an apartment, that rent can go up on you and put you out of a situation that can get you in
True.
trouble.
That's true. I mean, a lot of people don't even think about that. When you're renting, it's not your home. Like Erica said, you're paying 100% interest because it's not your money. It's not going towards your equity. And I was talking to a client earlier today, just came to the realization that if you want to rent an apartment, sometimes they're looking at or asking for 700 credit scores. And
Yeah.
you get into a home and the score starting up like, depending on the lender, typically 500, most likely at least 580, you can get into a good home.
Right.
So that's something for everyone to think about. Again, I thank you guys so much for joining us. And again, I love your chemistry. I love your teamwork, the way that you deal with each and every one of your clients. And I know it does make her elegance very unique, very special. Is there anything else that you all want to share with us today that we did not touch on?
No, I think we touched them all.
Okay, awesome.
And for me, jump in the water. Don't be afraid. We are absolute professionals. You can give us a call, text us at any time. If you just have a question or you're just curious, we're absolutely here for you.
I'm glad you said that. How can they reach you?
We can be reached at area code 630-384-9654. We can also be reached at Her.Elegancerealty.com. And of course, on all of our social media outlets, at Erica Carey Realtor or Kizzy Dedeaux Realtor. So, whichever your preference is.
Awesome. Again, thank you so much for joining us and really appreciate you being here, sharing your knowledge, and we will definitely have you back again. Okay?
Okay. Thank you for having us.
You're
For
welcome.
having us.
All right. Take care.
Bye bye.